I know. Running a profitable architecture firm, I mean, it can be a struggle.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Especially when you're just starting out or...
When you're balancing the passion with you're actually making a living.
Right, exactly.
So today we're going to dig into some advice from architects who are actually doing really well for themselves.
Yeah.
Like they've figured out how to negotiate better.
Yes.
How to set boundaries.
Absolutely.
And ultimately make sure that they are getting paid what they deserve.
Yeah. And I think the interesting thing is a lot of architects get really caught up in that design aspect, which is, of course, super important.
Yeah.
But they forget the business side.
Yeah.
And the reality is if you're not profitable,
right,
you can't stay in business.
You're not going to last very long.
Exactly.
Exactly. And it's not about being greedy.
Right.
It's just about valuing your time, valuing your expertise.
For sure.
And, one architect that we came across actually travels to meet his clients face-to-face.
Oh, wow.
For initial consultations, even though remote work is totally a possibility.
I think that's a great point because it allows for that personal connection.
Yeah.
Especially when you're discussing a large project.
Yeah.
It shows that you're invested. So I think that's a really good thing to do.
Yeah. And he's not just showing up. He is coming prepared.
Oh, yeah.
He wants to walk away with a letter of intent.
A letter of intent is super important because
yeah,
it helps to avoid misunderstandings down the line.
Totally.
It basically says, okay, we're both serious about this.
Yeah.
Let's move forward.
Exactly.
So
yeah, that's super important.
And he's requesting a down payment.
Oh, right.
Up front. Which not only protects him financially, but also demonstrates that the client is serious and ready to commit.
That's a smart move.
Yeah.
Because it sets the tone,
totally
from the beginning.
Yeah. It's like...
It's a professional working relationship.
Right. It's like we're both serious here.
Yeah. This is a business transaction.
Yeah.
We both need to hold up our end of the bargain.
For sure.
And it's not just about the initial agreement either.
Right.
Another architect we learned about shared his experience about getting a surprise.
Okay.
When he learned that a contractor he wanted to work with was fully booked.
Wow.
For the next 2 years.
That's fantastic for the contractor. I mean, that's amazing.
Yeah.
To be in such high demand.
It's like that sold out sign.
Exactly.
At concert.
Exactly.
It makes it even more desirable.
You're more desirable when you're busy.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So this architect learned a valuable lesson about planning ahead.
Yeah.
And managing client expectations.
Right. Yeah.
He now schedules projects way in advance.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
So you're not overwhelmed.
And gives clients realistic timelines.
Yeah.
Based on his actual workload.
That's really important for profitability and sanity.
And for his own sanity.
And your own sanity, for sure.
Right.
When you're in control of your time, you're in control of your business.
Yeah. You're in control of your life.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is all making so much sense.
We're just scratching the surface here. There's so much more when it comes to running a profitable firm.
Okay, so we're just getting started.
Just getting started. And it's not just, getting those commitments.
Right.
And managing your schedule. Knowing how to structure your fees is super important. We came across another architect who landed this multi-million-dollar project.
Wow.
And he was kind of wrestling with how to approach the billing.
Okay. Yeah, that's a good problem to have.
Right.
But still a problem.
Yeah, for sure.
So what was he thinking?
Well, he was considering a fixed monthly retainer.
Okay.
For the predictability,
For sure.
And the simplified accounting. It, gives you that consistent cash flow.
Right.
Which can be really helpful.
Yeah, especially when you're trying to manage expenses and forecast.
For sure.
Yeah. Are there any downsides to that?
Well, the potential downside is if the project scope expands significantly, he might end up doing a lot more work.
For the same amount of money?
For the same fee, exactly.
Oof. Yeah. So how do you avoid that?
It's all about communication and setting expectations.
Okay.
Up front, you could include a clause in the agreement that allows for, reassessment of the retainer.
Yeah.
If the project scope, grows.
Beyond a certain point.
Beyond a certain threshold, exactly.
Yeah, that's smart.
Protects you.
Protects you, yeah.
And it avoids those awkward conversations about money later on.
Right. Nobody wants to have that conversation.
Nobody wants to have that conversation.
So, yeah, just be upfront.
Be upfront, transparent.
Yeah.
Builds trust.
It's all about that communication and expectation.
It all comes back to that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's not just about the money, it's about the relationship.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay, so speaking of relationships, another architect we learned from shared how he leverages his network of contractors for referrals.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
So they're sending work his way.
Yeah, he's built those strong relationships over the years.
That's a great strategy.
And they often recommend him.
Yeah, because contractors are often the first point of contact for clients.
When they're starting a new project.
Starting a new project, exactly.
They're like, who do you recommend?
Exactly. And they have a good understanding of the architect's work.
Right.
They can vouch for their, skills and reliability.
It's like a built-in trust.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So it's a win-win situation.
Right.
The contractor gets to recommend someone they trust.
Yeah.
And the architect gets a new client.
Gets more work.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So it's not just about being good at design.
Right.
It's about being good at business.
That's about being a good business person.
Yeah, you got to know how to run a business.
You have to.
You have to be able to negotiate, effectively manage your time wisely, build those relationships.
It's those boundaries.
With those boundaries, yeah.
Yeah.
Super important.
Know your worth.
Know your worth.
Yeah.
You have to make sure that your fees
reflect the value you're bringing.
Reflect the value you're bringing to the table.
This has been so insightful.
Absolutely.
So let's summarize the key points.
Okay.
What have we learned?
Always aim for a letter of intent.
Okay.
And a down payment up front.
Okay. So we're protected.
We're protected.
What else?
When it comes to fees, find a structure that works for you and the project. And be sure to outline everything clearly.
Yes.
In the agreement.
Avoid those issues later.
Avoid those issues later, exactly.
And what was the last one?
Nurture those relationships with contractors and other professionals.
Yeah, your network is important.
It's your network. Word of mouth.
As everything.
Is huge.
Okay, great. People good to go. Yeah, it's amazing how much you can learn just by hearing how other people are handling the same challenges.
For sure.
What other insights did we gather?
Well, one architect we learned about specializes in those high-end residential homes.
Okay.
Okay. And he's not afraid to use the word luxurious in his marketing materials.
Interesting, because I feel like some people shy away from that.
They do.
Thinking that it might alienate some clients.
Right. And it might turn some people off.
Yeah.
But that's okay. It's about attracting those clients who
want that.
Who want that, who value that.
Yeah.
And who are going to pay a premium.
Right. It's about quality over quantity.
Exactly.
You're niching down. You're becoming known for that specific thing.
And you can charge more.
Yeah, you're not competing with everybody.
Exactly.
Who's just doing general architecture work.
Right.
Yeah. And he also highlighted the importance of communicating his value.
Yes.
He emphasized his responsiveness.
That's huge.
Attention to detail and his commitment to making the entire building process enjoyable.
I love that.
For his clients.
Yeah, he's selling the experience.
It's the experience.
It's not just about the design.
Right.
It's about the whole thing.
The whole process.
The journey.
Yes.
Exactly.
And a positive client experience.
Leads to more business.
Leads to repeat business. Leads to referrals.
Referrals are gold.
Yeah, word of mouth is everything.
Absolutely.
So I think we've covered a lot of ground today.
We have.
What are some key takeaways you want our listener to remember?
Don't be afraid to niche down and specialize.
Okay.
Like that architect who focuses on luxury homes.
You can charge more for it.
You can charge more. You're the expert.
Okay, what else?
Be proactive and strategic about negotiating.
Okay.
Know your worth.
Yeah.
Don't undersell yourself.
Don't be afraid to ask for what you deserve.
Don't be afraid to ask for what you deserve. Exactly.
What's the last one?
Always prioritize the client experience.
The client experience.
Yes. Happy clients.
They're going to tell their friends.
They're going to tell their friends. They're going to come back for more.
Yeah, this has been an incredibly insightful conversation.
I agree.
I hope our listener feels empowered to make some positive changes.
I hope so, too.
In their business.
Yeah.
Remember, you have the talent and the skills to build a thriving and profitable architecture firm.
You got this.